Okay, so we had some technical difficulties with part one, but we're going to be splitting these into 5 minute segments because that's all GarageBand allows for. But we are back here with Carla Hickey,
Hello,
and we are going to be talking about
are you
infrastructure.
there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, we're
I
gonna
can.
we're gonna be talking about infrastructure
Okay,
and professional development for the iPad launch,
right.
and we're joined by Carla Hickey again, and I'll let Carla take it away.
Okay. One thing I should mention, there is a third piece, and we'll speak about professional development shortly. But I wanted to mention one other thing that you're probably aware of too, Brian, in as regards to our school building, is we had to really prepare the building to have 1,400 devices in the building connected, most of the time.
I can't imagine.
And yeah, and well, you'll remember, like a lot of our building is old. Obviously, we have an 1869 building.
Yes.
So, and obviously we've been wireless for years. But we had to really take this year to build for density. We had to build infrastructure, increase wireless access points in every classroom to accommodate 30 devices in each classroom. So I did want to say that, not lose sight of, there's quite a bit of, preparation in a school building infrastructurally to prepare for such a program. I haven't really dealt with that piece of it. I have a colleague, Mr. Rosinia. He's been really spearheading that section of the program, and has done a great job meeting, the challenges of our building. So I just didn't want to lose sight of that piece.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's a big thing to think about, especially when we in our classes, so many of us are going into public schools and funding is a concern. So it's good to hear these realistic challenges that maybe private schools can overcome with their tuition costs and things like that. But
Absolutely.
it's not for everybody, is what we're saying. But it's a test run. We're trying it out, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens and how this program works.
Right.
So, do you want to talk about some of the professional development? Because as you mentioned, some teachers,
Yes.
we have to get on board. Everyone has to be on board for this to work, right?
Absolutely, and that I think has been the biggest challenge. What we have done is, like I said, we started with our technology committee and our meetings in that group, and then we've had about 3 opportunities for full day in service programs second semester, which administration was great at allowing time built in for our training. And we were able to do a lot of that in-house between the 3 of us that were spearheading the program. And then we did partner with a consultant who works with the Archdiocese. And he's offered a lot of great assistance as far as programmatic ideas and whatnot. And actually, he is going to join us on our August 16th orientation program, and he's going to talk to he's going to lead a couple of workshops that we have planned for that day. So, and another thing that we did too is we met every month of second semester. The 3 of us, the 3 leaders of the program, met with every department. We're lucky enough that we have common department meeting times throughout the day. So we took every month and we met with each department and touched base, as a department. Where are you? What are your needs as a department? And we had some, program built into that time, but we also had a lot of dialogue with people, hearing their, their achievements, their successes, and then, some frustrations. Because come second semester, it was really exciting because, like I said, we had a bring your own device program. So, especially after Christmas, a lot of families, knowing that we were going to be an iPad school, and another thing about our program is our families are purchasing the iPads. The school did not purchase the iPads.
Right.
So on day 1, every student comes to school with an iPad, so it's their own personal device. So after Christmas, quite a few kids got iPads for Christmas. So teachers could start experimenting in their classroom. And that's the other thing I forgot to mention. Every teacher received an iPad at the end of September last year.
Nice little bonus.
So the teachers had an opportunity to do experimenting, with the iPad and how that might look. We have Apple TVs in some of the classrooms, so it was exciting to see the experimentation that was going on and the successes. But we were really clear to recognize that, applauding the successes, but recognizing that we certainly would have, some frustrations and failures,
yes.
to be honest.
Yes.
So recognizing that was okay, because we were, it's quite a learning curve.
Absolutely.
So, I would go into the classroom with some of the teachers. And we had we really had fun with it. Like, do you remember Brian, Mrs. Mueller?
Of course.
She she taught AP English, and she did a King Lear project. So the kids read King Lear, and traditionally her assignment to the kids would be to present to her in binder format, paper format, a director's handbook, with stage directions, costuming, a 5-minute script cut, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Set design. But the only instruction this time, we had an iPad cart from the library that that her kids used for this one particular assignment, and her only instruction was, I want you to create the director's handbook, but it has to be done via the iPad.
Interesting.
So we had such creativity, we were, on the part of the students. And there was 6 groups. It was a group collaborative project, because that's another benefit of the iPad, is the collaboration feature. And every project was unique and very, very creative. And the kids really enjoyed it. So there was some, we encouraged experimentation that second semester, and teachers to try things, recognizing that everything wasn't going to work 100%.
Yeah.
From the get-go.
Yeah, definitely.
So and we've been trying things. This summer we even had professional development. We contracted with a company. I can't remember the name of it right now, but 2 of our teachers went to a workshop in Chicago. They loved the presenter. They came back to us and said, could we get this presenter to come to school and, meet with a group of teachers? And we said, well, it's summer. Do you really think people will come? And sure enough, we had 40 people sign up.
Oh, look at that.
So lots is happening, and the excitement is starting to build,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a big challenge, and we're going to be talking about some of those challenges, but also some of the benefits in the next segment of our podcast. So listeners will have to tune in to part 3 of our discussion to hear about the advantages and disadvantages of our program. So hang on, listeners.